Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Wednesday, May 21st. I'm going to have three home run picks for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. Very, very confident in the three plays that we have for today. Before we can get into that, we do have to do a recap from yesterday. And hey, guess what? We finally got a guy to hit a home run. Yoan Moncada hit a home run at plus 450 odds. It happened when I was asleep, as it always does. Means we had a profitable day on the Dong report yesterday. Slightly up 0.53 units. So I'm not going to pretend that, we have enough money to buy a small island or anything like that. But it was nice to have a day in which we did make money yesterday. Jackson Holliday did not hit a home run. Brutal. Hit the top of the outfield wall. And then Kyle Stowers didn't even come close. And then he ended up getting pulled. So really nothing to complain about there. Same thing with Nolan Shanwell, I believe is how you pronounce it. But I'm just happy we got a guy to mash. Yoan Moncada, thank you to that. Brings our profit on the year. We are up over 3 units, exactly 3.25 units. We are up over 6% ROI as well. And then if you're just blindly putting 1 unit on every single home run prediction I give out, regardless of what I tell you, you're up just under 20 units. So all in all, not a terrible season. It's been the last like 5 weeks have been really, really brutal. We've had a couple green days in that span. It's been mostly bad. Hopefully, we got a home run on Sunday. We got a home run yesterday. Hopefully that means that we're going to start going on a hot streak and get a couple of these guys to mash today. But that's all we got. So let's get into today's picks. Looking at Ballpark Pal to help me with my home run predictions. Decent slate in terms of weather for today. We see Coors, even though it's very, very windy. Very windy blowing in at Coors because it's Coors. Positive 4 home runs. Very juicy in athletics like it's been. Very juicy at the Rays Stadium like it's been. Dodger Stadium is pretty good. And then we have a couple plus in terms of home runs because Milwaukee plays in a dome. It's a hitter-friendly park, all that stuff. I actually don't have a play in these two green games in the green, but I do have some leans for you guys if you just really want to take anything in them. Regardless, let's get right into it. The first play that we have here, I'm taking Kyle Tucker to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 450 odds, both at ESPN Bet and Bet 365. So you're still able to get it at plus 450 at the time of this recording. So hopefully when you're watching this video, you can also get it at that price. Kyle Tucker really shouldn't be a plus 450 guy to hit a home run. As good of a home run hitter as he is, getting him at plus 450 is a little bit silly. He did just hit one yesterday, which I know that can scare people off. That doesn't really bother me. The most important thing here is the guy hot at the plate, and the answer to that with Kyle Tucker is yes. Now, he had been on a pretty brutal home run stretch for him. Like, he hit a home run yesterday. It had been 10 days, I should say, because he might have had a day off in there. It had been 10 days since he had hit a home run. For Kyle Tucker, that's a long time. He's got 11 on the season, and, that part is good. And we see these stretches like home run in 2 of 3 games, home run in 2 of 4 games. And then we see at the beginning of the year, home run in 4 straight games, 3 off, and then another one. So he can go on these stretches where he hits a bunch of home runs. We saw him do it last year. He's a great, great home run hitter. And honestly, in hindsight, and it's easy to say this in hindsight, I should have been on him yesterday. I saw him, hit the 3 hard hits yesterday, the 1 barrel. That should have been enough to say, all right, Kyle Tucker's gonna hit a home run. I was scared off of the fact that he went up against a left-handed pitcher. Kyle Tucker's really good against lefties, so that was just honestly a mistake on my end. But you see his average EV over the last 2 days, just hitting the crap, absolute crap out of the baseball. And when he went on his home run binge from the end of March to the beginning of April, like March 29th to April 1st, we see the average EV here, 105, 97, 105, 107. Like, that's what happens for Kyle Tucker when he goes, I know I'm saying the same words over and over again, but when he has a stretch where he hits a bunch of home runs in a short period of time. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for today. Just hit the crap out of the baseball. You look at his EV logs yesterday. He had the 4th hardest hit of the game that was a single, was never going to be a home run, but he did hit a home run, 102 miles per hour off the bat, 27-degree launch angle, and then he had another single, 97, was never really going to be a home run. Still hit pretty hard. The day before that, he had another two hard hit, another 3 hard hits and like ground out, 108, line out, 103, ground out, 102, like hitting the ball very, very hard. And the pitcher he's going up against, Max Meyer, First of all, you can never trust a guy with the initials MM. I've always said that. Guy's not a terrible dong ball machine. Definitely not somebody to be scared of. If you look at his stats on the entire season, 1.43 home run per 9 is not terrible. It's not good. Barrel rate is a pretty bad 9.4%. Hard hit rate is pretty high, 49%. And the launch angle, 8 degrees, isn't terrible, but it definitely isn't good. The ground ball rate is higher than what we would like at 52%. I will admit that. But he's been a lot worse recently. So we're looking at his last 5 weeks, which is last 6 starts, depending on like when his schedule lined up with the starts and stuff. Very much not good recently. In this stretch, home run per 9 up to about 2, 1.97. Barrel rate, 7.95% is bad. Hard hit rate above 50% is very bad. The line drive plus fly ball rate, again, a little bit low. But you look at him against lefties specifically. We see he's hit 7 home runs in this stretch. We see that 4 of them have been hit against lefties, and all his numbers across the board significantly worse against left-handed hitters. That's perfect for Kyle Tucker. It's a plus matchup according to Ballpark Pal. They have him at a +9, not quite a +10, which is the highest. I mean, Kyle Tucker's amazing. You're going to look at him like it's A's pretty much across the board. It is only a B from the vertical perspective, but it's still very good for Kyle Tucker. And just in general, Max Meyer, about 2% more likely to allow a home run than the average pitcher. You look at him from like an EV perspective, he is 15% more likely to allow a hitter to hit the ball above 100 miles an hour. That's insane. I mean, 15% is really, truly remarkable. The only thing is his launch angle is lower than what we would like, but at least in this sweet spot, like, you know, the ground balls are high for him, but the sweet spot for home runs, 29 to 38 degrees, guess what? That's where Kyle Tucker's wheelhouse is. That's where he also allows 2% above the average starting pitcher. So all in all, I like the matchup a lot for Kyle Tucker to hit a home run. Again, plus 450 odds on him. It's really, really good. I'll gladly take advantage of it. That's play number 1. Play number 2 is another guy that hit a home run yesterday. It's a guy that I swore I was going to be off. Of course, both him and Riley Green hit home runs yesterday. But I'm taking Kerry Carpenter, a.k.a. Barry, to hit a home run. The reason I'm taking Barry, I know he hit a home run yesterday. I know some people don't like that. It's the price here. So the best offered price is actually plus 575 at Bet365. Now you can go check, make sure that's still available. Looks like you can actually get an even better price. It's actually 600 at Fanatics and the BetRivers/Unibet. So that number even went up from when I locked it in. That's just an insane price on Kerry. He should never be priced starting at a high plus 500 or even plus 600, which you can get at some books. That's why I am on Kerry. If he was plus 400, I would have stayed away. But plus 575 is just a ridiculous price. Ballpark Pal is super high on him. They have him at plus 350 to hit a home run. That's the implied odds of like above 20%. And yet we're getting him in the plus 500, plus 600 range, which has the implied odds of like 11, 12%. That's just off the top of my head. I don't know the exact number. But either way, very, very high positive EV according to Ballpark Pal. And I get it. I mean, these odds should not be priced the way they are. It's kind of what I'm getting at. The pitcher is going up against Andre Palente. He's not terrible. You know, this isn't a super dong ball monster or anything like that. He has a high ground ball rate, kind of similar to Max Meyer, but he is nobody that should scare you off of a home run prediction. You look at, you just look at his advanced, or not even his advanced stats, just like some of his numbers. Home run per 9, 1.43. That's fine. That's definitely not good. I mean, what would be scary, 0.59, 0.79, 0.75. Those are scary home run numbers. Him at 1.43, that is not bad at all. You go to his barrel rate. Almost 8% barrel rate is not good. 45% hard hit rate is fine. It's definitely not good. Now, the launch angle is very low, and I get it, right? That negative degree launch angle, that is not at all what you look for. The ground ball rate of almost 65%, that is not at all what you look for. But that barrel rate of 8%, allowing guys to barrel up the ball, means that when he allows the solid contact guys to hit the ball in the air, it's normally hit pretty hard. That's why that barrel rate is the way it is. And you look at him, again, same set I'm looking at for Max Meyer, his last 5 starts. It's nothing terrifying, right? I mean, he's given up 6 home runs in his last 5-6 starts. 2 of them have been hit by lefties, so again, not amazing, but definitely not scary. Hard hit rate, almost 50%. Barrel rate, 7%. Home run per 9 of 1 is kind of low, but look at all these other numbers. I mean, the average is high. The ISO rate is not good. The Sierra, which just kind of gives you an average of like the batted ball statistics allowed, that is not good. Throws a four-seam fastball 65% of the time. Carey annihilates four-seam fastballs from right-handed pitching. You look at his, I want his pitch type splits here. Looking at the four-seamer, looking at his ISO rate against the four-seamer. I mean, his career has been very good. 410 is phenomenal. 207 is a little bit low. 452 is phenomenal. 279 is good. He hits the four-seam fastball very hard. That's what he's going to see 60% of the time. And ballpark power is super high on him. 10 plus 10, extreme advantage in favor of Kerry Carpenter. It's an A matchup for him. It's an F for the pitcher. Just very good stuff across the board. A plus, A from a release perspective. The fastball, Kerry, A plus. Palente throws a D in 55% of the time overall, but we know it's 65% of the time against lefties. In terms of exit velocity, nothing scary. I mean, 4% more likely to allow a batter hit the ball above 100 miles an hour. Kerry doesn't quite hit 100 EV super consistently, but he's still above average, both 94 to 99 and above 100. And the launch angle, again, is the scariest part for Palente. That's the only reason there is somewhat of a negative for him. But we even see like guys are hitting the ball hard and in the air against him. So that low launch angle and stuff, even though he is a ground ball pitcher, this shouldn't be priced at plus 575, plus 550, plus 600 especially. So the odds are the biggest reason why I am on this one. And I get it. I know he hit a home run yesterday, which normally people don't like. That doesn't really bother me. I care more about a lot of the other stuff than just did they hit a home run yesterday, yes or no. So that's play number 2 is my guy Barry to hit a home run. And then our third and final pick of the video is one of the guys that we went with yesterday. It's Jackson Holliday to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 750 odds. I guess that went down dramatically. So it's no longer 750. It's now plus 600. I would still take it there. No issues taking this at plus 600. I mean, that 750 price was insane. So I'm not surprised that it moved the way it did. But I'm still good at plus 600. Absolutely no problems at plus 600. Take it there. Have no issues with that. So Jackson Holliday, I mentioned that we had him yesterday and he did not hit a home run. Now, I don't know if YouTube is going to get mad at me, so I don't want to show you a replay of the ball that he had that wasn't a home run. The only thing that I will tell you is that it was a home run in only 3 of 30 stadiums. So that in and of itself isn't a terrible beat. What was a bad beat was that it hit the top of the wall, literally like the top of the wall, and it was a triple. 100 miles an hour off the bat, 30-degree launch angle, 373 feet. If it was like 1 inch higher, everybody knows how important inches can be. That would have been a home run. And the guy's been red hot at the plate. Now, he only had the 1 hard hit yesterday. Admittedly, that's not great. Look at his games before that. 3, 3, 4, 3, 2. It's ridiculous what he had been doing at the plate. 4 barrels in that stretch as well. Now we had another barrel yesterday. Another guy, Ballpark Pal, is super high on, plus 9. Not quite a plus 10, but as close as it gets, plus 9. A matchup for him. D plus, so congratulations, D plus matchup for the pitcher. Chad Patrick, you can never trust a guy that's got 2 first names, so that's always important. And then you look, Ballpark Pal, super high on him as well. They have him priced at plus 424. We got it at plus 750, now plus 600, which is still good. Obviously, that's not as highly EV as the Carey play, but still good. And the pitcher, Chad Patrick, kind of similar to the other guys that we're talking about. He's not terrible by any means. He actually hasn't given up a home run to a left-handed hitter. I'm fading that. Nothing about this guy's profile shows me a pitcher that lefties can't hit. I think it's just kind of the way it's gone. I don't really think that is the way it's going to continue to go. Average, higher. WOBA, higher. On-base percentage, higher. Now, I know that average and on-base percentage doesn't mean anything for power, and the slugging is higher against righties, but the WOBA is higher against lefties. And you look at some of the other advanced stats, the xFIP, expected ERA with field independent pitching, 509 is very, very bad. His fly ball rate plus line drive rate, 10% higher. His hard hit rate, 3% higher allowed. So 3% is kind of negligible, but still higher against lefties. And then you take a step back, you look at the pitcher's profile on the whole, low home run per 9 of 0.74. I will admit that. That is a number that is a little bit scarier. But barrel rate, 5% is a little bit low. The hard hit rate is more average, 45%. And that launch angle is disgusting. 21, 22-degree launch angle is very much not good. And then you look at him over the last, like 5 starts as opposed to the entire season. And it's not somebody that is, I mean, 2 home runs in this stretch. Again, that is pretty good, but it's just a guy's profile that doesn't scare me off. It's a hitter's ballpark, and it is a batter that is absolutely red hot. And it's a good matchup for the batter as well. I mean, the release point from one end is an A+. Now, D on the other side isn't as great. And then we don't have really a ton of data on how Jackson Holliday handles these pitches. I know that he hits any form of fastball pretty well. Now, the 4-seamer is only a B. That's because he's had such a brutal year. But if you look at him recently, Jackson Holliday has been hitting the heat very well. That's what he's going to see mostly, like cutter, sinker, 4-seam fastball are versions of a fastball. And the price at plus 750, even at plus 600, I think is really good. So that is my third and final official play for this video. I'll go through my leans in 1 second. We'll just do a recap. It's Kyle Tucker, plus 450 odds, ESPN Bet and Bet365. Kerry Carpenter, plus 575. Bet365 actually went up to plus 600, so you can get an even better price. And then Jackson Holliday, this one went down. So when you're locking it in, you can get the plus 600 at DraftKings as well. Those are my 3 official plays. In terms of leans, both the Angels righties have a decent matchup today. The odds are just not great. That's why I put Stinky. They're going up against JP Sears, who's a lefty. You look at the odds for both O'Hoppe and Taylor Ward, and you were talking best offered at 325, 330, and 310. Taylor Ward in the 200s is not good. Those are stinky. And then the Diamondbacks guys also have a decent matchup as well against Dustin May, but the books also know that, and they're not pricing them great. Eugenio Suarez, I mean, 390 for him, 400 isn't terrible. That 400, I don't think was available when I looked this morning. I only saw the 390 and below. So I actually don't hate Eugenio Suarez at 400. I will admit that. Corbin Carroll at plus 350 is not great. And then Ketel Marte at plus 375 is not great. The only guy that I wanted to give a shout out on the Diamondbacks is this guy, Pavin Smith. Strictly as a trust ballpark pal type of play. I am not locking it in. He has hit, I think, 2 home runs on the year. He has, I think, 2 barrels in the last couple weeks. So it's not like this guy's red hot at the plate. But you look at his hard hits. In his last 5 games, now he's had 2 games with 0, but then 3, 3, 3. Like, that's not terrible. Launch angle is hit or miss, but it's one of the highest EV plays according to Ballpark Pal. I just couldn't quite get there. And then the other guy that I wanted to mention in a different game is Jackson Merrill. Strictly from a line shopping perspective, this was the highest EV play from if you just compare the outlier book towards the rest of the sports books, would be Jackson Merrill at plus 460. Not quite positive EV, more so neutral, according to Ballpark Pal, but 375, 350, 375. Pretty decently priced below what FanDuel has to offer. Now, Merrill's been cold at the plate, which is why I'm not going with him. But if you're just strictly like a line shopping EV, that's a decent price. And then Aaron Judge is the last one I wanted to mention. I get that Aaron Judge is going up against Jacob deGrom, who has not been great against lefties. He's still been pretty good against righties. But it's 320 for Aaron Judge. That's a little silly. That's a little crazy. Ballpark Pal is all over that as a plus EV play. So if you wanted to do like a Judge Ohtani 2-leg parlay, because even Ohtani at plus 230 is a pretty decent price. And Ohtani, I mean, nobody's hotter at the plate than Shohei Ohtani. I don't think that's crazy to do for Judge and Ohtani. But the only 3 plays that I will track and that I actually have placed myself are the 3 that I mentioned. So if we get one of these guys to hit a home run, we're making money. If we get all 3 of these guys to hit a home run, we're up about 4 units. And that's all we got. So I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal if you are interested. This was my Tails account, which is just where I send everything that I'm on. I first send it out here. So check that out if you are interested. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.